commemorate Women's Month, the Rural Women's Assembly demands that the government release a health care of land or hectare, of land for rural women. The organization says access to land will alleviate poverty and empower women in rural communities. Newzroom Afrika's Nasiphi filed this report.
Rural Women's Assembly intensifies the year-long One Woman, One Hectare campaign during Women's Month. The organization is calling on the government to give women access to land to not only provide for their families and communities, but to also increase food security, create employment, and become financially independent.
Women that is struggling for land, we want to have ownership on our own land. We want to plant food on the land so that we can stop this hunger that we are in. We demand land, we need land because the government will make sure that men mostly get land, but not women.
25-year-old Sheriff Ramwabi is one of many women who would benefit from this campaign. She and 9 other young people from Zolani Township in Ashton started their own garden more than 5 years ago to tackle joblessness and poverty through their guerrilla gardens, which means occupying open land and turning it into a food garden. Employment for Zolani youth is limited to becoming a farm or factory worker.
At the end of the day, you come back with these seeds in your pocket, and we asked ourselves that if we actually had our own farm and took all of these seeds that we found in our pockets and planted them, maybe we could actually start something. I used this guerrilla garden as a way of teaching the young people here in Zolani. We have a huge high rate of unemployment here in Zolani. So we use this space as a way of teaching young people that, look, you can actually be your own food producer.
Education and encouraging more women to start their own food gardens in their backyard. With a seed bank, Ellie Souls makes sure disadvantaged women have access to her resources.
I want everyone to have food on the table, but in the same time we must also not stopping fighting for land, because land, we do need land. That is very important. Without land you are nothing. Without land you got no dignity.
While lobbying the government to give them an ear on their One Woman, One Hectare campaign, the Rural Women's Assembly calls on women to turn their backyards into food gardens. For Newzroom Afrika on Channel 405, I'm Nasiphi in Ashton.